Well, welcome. So back to work again. I've been gone a little bit because I had to mark my property line. We had had this surveyed 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, and have teenage boys that live behind me who decided to go around and rip out all the pins. So I had to go rent a metal detector. And I actually found the 1865 original pins to the property, and I know my property is 63 feet across. So, and then we found a couple pins they missed. And we were right spot on the money. So now I have gone around, I have marked out the entire area where I am going to be sinking a post. So my cattle panels are 16 feet long. So every 8 feet, I will be sinking a post. And they're 4x4x8 posts. I've marked them off at the bottom by 2 feet. And all I can say is the tariffs are coming. When I was at Home Depot, these went up from last winter, a couple bucks per piece. I was a little bit in sticker shock, and I thought maybe the tariffs had already gone up. They have not. They're expected to kick in April 2nd, is what the guy told me. So I am going to be buying 38 fence posts before April 2nd. I don't know if I'm going to get them all in the ground, but today starts hole digging. I've got a bunch of tree roots in the back I'm going to have to deal with. But then this area will be completely fenced off, which I couldn't be happier with. It is spring. It is a time of panic. It's like I put my pea seeds to soak on 3 days ago, and they're just now starting to sprout. And in this area, zone 6A, if I can get my peas sprouted, and I know we're going to have a couple more cold snaps, if I can get them in the ground and well on their way, they will, so that they don't have to germinate, they're already germinated, they will do so much better. So the plan was to put 2 beds in front of my hoop house. And I have all the cement block that I had taken out of the 2 beds in the back I had removed. And I kept thinking, what am I going to do with the cement block? Well, I have a place that I can put 2 beds in on the side. So I have to move all that cement block. I'm so tired. Everything is heavy right now. I hope that every year I say, this is last year I'm moving plants. This is last year I'm moving cement block. I never dreamed when I took those 2 or 3 beds out last spring, I never thought I would be moving those cement block back to another bed. I thought I'd be using them as a foundation for a new chicken coop. Well, I can easily use those now for 2 new beds. So back to Holland cement block. These posts weigh between 25 and 30 pounds a piece. I loaded 10 in my van yesterday. I had an epiphany yesterday. I went to the bank and took the money out to pay for all this stuff. And because I'm 70, people at the bank are like, are you being scammed? We don't want you to be scammed. You're sure you're okay? And then I took the cash out and I had it in an envelope in my pocket. Oh, please, please be careful. And I turned around to the teller. I was like, should I be locked and loaded? I don't know. So they were just crazy old lady in the bank withdrawing money for putting fences up. This morning I went to Home Depot and bought Quickcrete because I like to sink the post 2 feet down and then pack it around with a bit of Quickcrete to stabilize that post. And there was a kid there hauling carts in. So I loaded 5 80-pound bags onto my cart myself. Then I wheeled them out to the parking lot and was loading them in my van. And the cart kid, the kid who collects all the carts in the parking lot, stood on the back of the cart with his hands on my cart. Well, when you're done, I'll take your cart. And I thought, well, could you just give me a hand? Could you just put one of these in my van? No. So the difference between the old lady at the bank and the old lady at Home Depot, I'm going back to Home Depot. It's equal opportunity. So that has been my lesson of the day. Stuff in the hoop house is doing really well. Everything else here, I'm ready to start planting radishes and things. We have a cold weekend coming up, possibility of maybe a few snowflakes, but everything I'm putting out right now is very cold tolerant. So it will be covered. If we do get a real bad cold snap, I can put a frost cloth over it. It's not unusual for us to get snow into April and sometimes even May. Our last frost date, I usually consider Mother's Day weekend. Some years we have frost after Mother's Day weekend. You really have to just go by what the year is doing, how your year is going. So you just never know. So I am going to get busy here and quit talking. And I'd like to get in at least 5 or 6 fence posts in. This morning, I'm like between lugging posts and 80-pound bags of concrete. I'm ready to go in and do indoor chores probably by 4 o'clock. By 4 o'clock, I'll be ready for a cup of tea. And I have all my garlic is processed, so it all has to be put up. And I'll do a follow-up video on that too, but that'll be in the recipe section. So let me get to this, and everybody stand by. Has been a long day. So I don't even know how long I've been out here, but I got all 10 fence posts sunk. I ended up running a line from property pin to property pin. It just helped me to run a much straighter fence line. So the south side of this is done. I'll start working on the north side maybe tomorrow. We'll see. But it has been a very long day. Like I said, these are the days you wish you were 50 and not 70. But hunting and gathering materials alone, it's like loading 80-pound bags of concrete, then getting the 80-pound. I went through 2.5 bags of concrete, so 160, about 200 pounds of concrete I went through, and the fence posts. And I'm keeping track of what this is costing, so I will have a tally at the end of this project. But I'm so excited to get this done. I have wanted to do this for years, and so now we can. And I'll start on the other side tomorrow. And now I'm going to go in the house and divvy up my garlic and get all my garlic prepped, and then my garlic's prepped for the year. So I'm really happy. But if anybody has any projects they're thinking of doing with wood, go buy your supplies before April 2nd when the tariffs kick in. It was a real thing at Home Depot today when I talked to them, and I work the system. I go to a grocery store, I buy the gift cards for Home Depot, then they put that towards gas. So right now I'm at 80 cents off a gallon because I'm buying everything at either Lowe's or Home Depot. So buy a gift card and then go buy your supplies, and then you don't get free gas, but it sure does help in the long run. Anyway, I'm going to go in tonight and go have a cup of soup and probably put my feet up for a couple of minutes. This is a lot of work, but I know I work slower at this age. I'm not a speed demon. I think 20 years ago I'd had both sides done. I've learned to slow down a little bit. I have to slow down a little bit if I want to walk tomorrow. So have a good evening. Thanks for watching.